C, C, C.
Black Star Pirate Radio.
Across Spitalfields, the dial sits at 81 Fahrenheit under clear skies. Wind check, west at 7 miles an hour. Libertad holds partly cloudy skies at 17 degrees Celsius, wind easterly at 5 kilometers per hour. The signal holds. Here, we're building beyond the scripts, each of us an architect of our own internal compass, mapping where our autonomy meets the civic currents. The transmitter pops once, adjusts, holds, ozone drift, the signal is still here. First up, the ghosts of environmental abuse in Florida, refusing to rest. Despite its closure, the former Alligator Alcatraz roadside attraction still casts a long shadow over the Everglades. Environmentalists and immigrant rights advocates seek an accounting of the damage.
Concrete facts surface. Former owner Bartholomew Barney Gumbo, now a silent partner in swamp safari tours, oversaw egregious illegal dumping of animal waste, construction debris, and even non-native species carcasses into adjacent wetlands for years. This continued even after its 2022 closure, exploiting a gaping loophole in property deed transfer that allowed him to maintain de facto control without legal responsibility. The Florida Department of Environmental Protection is exposed for systemic lax oversight, failing to conduct routine inspections and ignoring multiple public complaints. The ecological damage includes significant mercury contamination in the local water table and the introduction of invasive python hatchlings.
This isn't just about waste. It's a structural betrayal of the land, a profound violation of provenance and intergenerational consent. The Everglades are a living archive, a sacred space for the Miccosukee tribe, whose cultural identity is inextricably woven into its health. Gumbo's actions are a toxic residue, twisting the very cultural weave of that ecosystem, eroding the self-worth of those who rely on its integrity. Our sharp discernment must separate this toxic residue from the architectural signal of true stewardship.
The Miccosukee tribe, local fishing communities, and even endangered species like the Florida panther are among those directly affected. The long-term health of the entire South Florida watershed is at risk, impacting millions. This is a clear case where individual greed has undermined a collective civic architecture. Patching in a caller, the skeptic. You're on the signal.
So, who pays for this mess? And what's stopping the next Barney Gumbo from doing the same? How does an inquiry translate into real cost for the perpetrators? Not just taxpayers.
Rigor and accountability are paramount. The Everglades Guardians Alliance, backed by the Miccosukee Tribal Council, will file an official petition to the FDEP for a full forensic environmental audit. Their chosen next move demands Gumbo's assets related to swamp safari tours and personal holdings, if found culpable, be frozen to fund remediation. This would ensure the cost falls squarely on the perpetrators, not the public. Hold that thread. Next signal. Everyone is talking about Cape Verde World Cup.
An alternative path, Togee, could be modeled on the Everglades Earthkeepers program. This fosters community-led eco-restoration with direct compensated involvement from local indigenous communities in monitoring and remediation. It builds resilient civic architectures from the ground up, ensuring cultural heritage is respected, and consent is central to the land's healing, integrating both the logic of environmental science and the emotion of cultural connection. That's a system built on dignity and sovereign ownership of place.
From environmental legacy to political maneuver, Yvette Mahmoud's new immigration plan aiming to bridge divides within labor.
Mahmoud, the Shadow Home Secretary, outlined her dignified passage plan, expanding legal visa pathways by 30% for skilled workers in critical sectors and family reunion, establishing humanitarian landing zones in Calais for pre-screening asylum claims with UN oversight, and allocating £200 million over 3 years for comprehensive integration services in UK host communities, including language training and mental health support. She's exposed to criticism from both the Labour left for not going far enough to dismantle existing hostile environment policies, and the right for being too lenient, while the current government's Rwanda policy stands as a stark, ethically bankrupt contrast.
This plan attempts to reweave empathy into policy, acknowledging that self-worth is structural, not contingent on external decree. The cultural narrative around migration often strips individuals of their provenance, reducing them to statistics or burdens. Mahmoud's approach, even with its political tightrope walk, attempts to recenter human dignity in the process. We've seen how fragmented systems erode self-worth for migrants. This tries to build a more coherent civic architecture that integrates both the logic of border control and the emotion of human compassion.
The affected parties here are multifaceted. Migrants and asylum seekers seeking safety and a new life, UK host communities grappling with resource allocation and integration, and the Labour Party itself, striving to present a unified, credible alternative to current government policy. The success hinges on rebuilding trust and fostering consent at every level.
Cool down is when habits set. Swap the tiresome combo for a clean two-step people want to repeat.
Patching in a caller. Go ahead.
£200 million for integration. How do we ensure that money actually builds resilient communities, not just another layer of bureaucracy? What's the concrete return on that investment for existing UK residents?
Rigor is key to ensuring impact. Mahmoud's plan faces a Labour Party conference vote next month. The immediate next move is securing cross-factional support within Labour, particularly from influential figures like MP Dawn Butler, to present a united front and demonstrate a clear, actionable blueprint. This internal cohesion is vital for external credibility. Now, for a wave of pure joy, Cape Verde's World Cup run, electrifying its diaspora in the UK.
Concrete facts. Cape Verde's Blue Sharks made an unprecedented run, reaching the African Cup of Nations quarterfinals, their best performance ever, including a stunning 2-1 victory over powerhouse Ghana and hard-fought draws against Spain and Uruguay. This ignited the UK's estimated 15,000-strong Cape Verdean diaspora, concentrated in vibrant communities in London, especially Brixton, Manchester, and Bristol, sparking spontaneous street parties and cultural festivals. The community's often overlooked cultural identity gained significant positive visibility, exposing narratives of small nations punching above their weight and asserting their place on the global stage.
The primary beneficiaries are the Cape Verdean diaspora in the UK, experiencing a profound boost in pride and visibility, but also the broader UK society, enriched by this vibrant cultural expression. It challenges existing narratives and fosters a more inclusive understanding of diverse communities. This kind of shared experience builds resilient inner architectures of identity and strengthens civic bonds. We've got someone.
So, a few good games. What's the actual impact beyond fleeting celebrations? Does this translate into anything concrete for the community here or back home? Or is it just a feel-good moment that fades?
Not just a fade. The Cape Verdean UK Cultural Association plans a Blue Sharks Legacy Gala in London next quarter. Their chosen next move is to leverage this momentum to raise substantial funds for youth sports development in Cape Verde, providing equipment and coaching, and to launch a mentorship program connecting UK professionals with island youth. This builds concrete bridges for future generations. We'll dive deeper into these architectures after the break. You're locked into Black Star Pirate Radio.
Black Star Pirate Radio.
Continue the signal at TogeeVision.com. Tune in, Sparks and Stories, Gig Passport.